Welcome to another session of Reminiscing with History Makers. I'm joined today by Michele Abbott. Michele, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
So for starters, when did you join APCO?
My first APCO that I attended was in 1989. I believe my membership started in 1991.
Great. During that tenure, tell us about what agencies you worked for, some of the positions you held, or those responsibilities.
Okay. I started in 911 right out of college, and ironically, I can't say it was a choice of passion. It was the fact that when I moved back home after college, the only job in the paper was 911 dispatcher. And so I applied, and it's been a passion and a career since then. And I call it a career, it's not a job.
Absolutely. So that was what initially drew you to join APCO or public safety. Was there a particular person that was influential in getting you to join APCO?
Yes. My first APCO that I attended, I met Mary Messamore. Everyone that's ever been in APCO, national or at the state chapter level, they know Mary. They know Mary is the face of 911, and she was such a huge mentor of mine. And she's actually the one who talked to me about joining APCO. She talked to me about running for the local board, and then she talked to me and mentored me into running for and getting the APCO Executive Council position.
That's great. Describe some of your APCO activities at the state chapter or the national level during your tenure at APCO.
Sure. Initially, when I first started APCO, I ran for second vice president, and everybody knows, you go up the reins. And I went through the board positions twice. In between that, I saw an opportunity that somebody needed to work with our vendors, our corporate partners, and I asked for a committee to be developed, and I led that, and I managed the local corporate partners at the Kansas APCO level for a couple 3 years, and then I ran again for the board, got the board position again, and I did that dually. As I moved up the chairs, I maintained that relationship with the vendors, the corporate partners, and then after that, when Mary was retiring, I ran for and got executive council. I maintained that position for about 10 years, and then just recently didn't run again, and this is my actually first APCO conference not being executive council for a while.
Would you say you had a favorite of those activities along the way?
I did love being a board member, but I think my favorite at the chapter level, but my favorite was being a voice for Kansas at the executive council level. One of the things that I truly believe is that we're member driven, and I was always very observant for the fact that I was not voting as Michele would vote. I wanted to vote on how Kansas wanted to vote. So oftentimes when we would be in an executive council meeting here at the annual conference, I would be real time communicating with our board members, and they would be telling me what Kansas's position was. And there were a couple times that maybe that wasn't in concert with what I thought we were going to go, but it was best for the Kansas chapter. So I'm very proud to say that I represented Kansas, and I think I did a good job for that.
Yeah. Would you say your APCO membership has had a direct effect on your career in public safety communications?
I think it has. I think it has created my professional networking, has given me partners and friendships that I've had for now going past 30 years. And I can't say that there's been one time that I've reached out to somebody that I've met at APCO and they have not taken my phone call or helped me through an issue. One of the favorite things we talk about is let's not recreate the wheel. If we know a friend or another state or a partner, let's get together, brainstorm, and figure out how to do it together. And that's the kind of relationships I've built here. And we joke now that we can't walk down the hall of APCO International without stopping 20 times and hugging and saying, "How are you?" Because so many of those relationships and friendships and professional engagements have happened here at APCO International, a member-driven, association.
What would you say you like most about APCO?
I like most about APCO at the international level is that there's not one person, whether it be staff, board of directors, executive director, to legal support, that I can't email or call or somehow communicate with and get the answer for Kansas. They're always very open and supportive. Even if it isn't something that's on their radar, they will do the research and get the answer to us as a member organization. I mean, I think that's one of the best values and one of, in addition to the friendships and the relationships, that's one of the best features of APCO International for me.
In that same vein, is there anything you think APCO does better than anyone else?
I think they give us the whole package. I mean, they give us the recommended standards, they give us the committees, they give us the opportunity to have an event like this in a one-stop shop and bring the training and the corporate partners together, but yet also committee meetings, and they give us the opportunity to grow ourselves individually and as a chapter to get involved and to bring that back to the state. So, I mean, I think they're the full package.
Now with the advent of NG 911, what would you say that APCO needs to do to stay current with emerging technologies?
I think we do a good job of staying involved with the other organizations and ensuring that we have a well-rounded input at those tables. I also think that there are some opportunities for us to be a louder voice, in whether it be with the FCC or with legislation.
So what would you say stands out as the most significant contribution during your time in office?
I say that would probably be at the Kansas chapter level, and we've just been talking and reminiscing about it. We think COVID changed a lot of things, but one of the things that I'm proudest of that happened during that time is that the board at the time understood that our mission is training, and how do we deliver that during during this event, during COVID. And we were one of, if not the first chapter, to reach out and have a virtual conference. We know training is our mission, and that our Kansas PSAPs and 911 dispatchers need it, and we found a way to do that. Okay. And when I say that it's a team, it was the board, it was the membership that allowed that to happen and be successful.
Oh, that's great. We really appreciate you sharing your perspective with us. Once again, this has been Reminiscing with History Makers. Michelle, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.